Chapter 8. One day Maya and Adam were gathering firewood, fishing for food. Maya was standing in the bend of a knee-high stream. The water was crystal clear except for a few babbling white ripples. The banks were lined with stiff yellow grass and rocks. She stood in the water with the long stick from Zedafungo's cave, which had many uses. Right now, it had a long string tied to it and was being used to catch fish. She hooked a little rainbow trout big enough to eat. She brought it to the bank where she laid 5 fish for the 3 of them to eat that night. Adam was sitting on a rock beside the pile of fish, breaking twigs into little pieces. "It feels like we're in a dream," he said. Maya reached over from her crouched position and flicked him on the forehead. "Why?" Adam wailed with a shocked and demanding look directed at Maya. "It's definitely not a dream then," she said, eyebrows raised, collecting the fish in a basket. "Whatever. It's weirder than a dream. We're taking flyboarding lessons from a coyote man that we live with in a cave in the mountains." Adam sighed. "It's amazing." Maya flicked him again. Adam snapped to his feet and chased her madly around in the grass. They were gliding back to the cave on their boards, swerving long, narrow turns beneath a canopy of trees. They were looking forward to a satisfying dinner this evening. "I am starving," said Maya. "We've been eating berries and nuts for 2 days." Maya? "Something is odd," said Adam. "Do you need me to flick you again?" Maya said. "Did that tree just... Are you seeing... It looks like the tree limbs are moving in on us," said Adam, looking all around. The trees creaked and cracked as they closed in on Maya and Adam. "All right, let's get out of here, Adam. Go!" Maya shouted. But just then, an explosion of earth and dust appeared in their path, and out burst a monster made of caked mud and dust. Adam and Maya maneuvered and kicked it into high gear. They barely evaded the beast when a second mudman materialized from the ground. In no time, there were hordes of these massive figures of all mixture of dirt and rock and clay, with the eyes of black obsidian screeching and buzzing like evil machinery. They moved with an unnatural speed. Maya and Adam were managing to avoid them, but not for much longer. Maya saw an opportunity. She took a sharp turn up a rocky outcrop, and with calculated force she carved and launched off the rock formation, landing on it and taking out 2 of the goons. Adam had 2 more closing in on him from each side. He ollied to the right and slashed the head off one, and using the force of the collision, leapt with slicing spin to cut the other golem down. "We have to get back to the cave," Maya shouted before smashing another man with her fishing stick of many uses. With this, they put a bit of space between them and the pack. They sped ahead with full throttle, the boards emitting blue, white, and green-white flowing flames, leaving blades of fire in their tracks. Zedafungo, sitting on the cliff, saw to the right this impending ruckus and set off down the mountain on his board to meet the event. He met the monsters with full speed and a fury, smashing several of them in a blink of an eye, sending rock and clay flying. "What are these things?" Maya screamed to Zedafungo. "Dark spirits taking earthen form. I should have known they'd sense you. They must have been waiting for the right moment to strike," answered Zedafungo, sending twisting front flips onto creatures left and right. Between the 3 of them, Zedafungo having clearly done this before, the herd of demons was effectively thinning out. "Follow me," cried Zedafungo, banking down and around a ravine. They sped through forests, dodging and slashing these creatures. They flew through fields of rolling hills. Maya and Adam at full tilt, barely able to keep up with Zetafungo. They entered a mountainous zone of gray-black rock. The wind was picking up and the sky was gray. They knew we had to go through this, thought Zetafungo to himself, for in the distance formed dozens of great stone giants of jagged granite rock. Beyond these mountains is the forest where we saw Hyperion, Zetafungo shouted. He looked deeply at each of them for a moment. Find Ubuntu through Hyperion, he said. Zetafungo, what are you talking about? Maya screamed, shaking her head, now sensing something terrible in his tone. I knew your mother, Maya. I see her when you ride, Zetafungo said. A warmness came over him. Maya and Adam were dumbfounded. They stared at each other, exchanging wordless conversation, searching each other's eyes for everything. Tears grew in Maya's eyes. Adam looked back to Zetafungo. Zetafungo, no! Don't leave us! Adam screamed. The granite gorillas were approaching with malice. Zetafungo looked in their direction, then back at Adam. Go, Zetafungo said. Take care of your sister. Zetafungo sped across the earth in the direction of the dark spirits. Maya and Adam headed toward the sequoia forest through the mountain valley. As they watched from afar, Zetafungo drew closer and closer to the army, now turning toward Maya and Adam, attempting to cut them off. They saw Zetafungo enter the masses. Then a bright light emitted, fluctuated, and burst like a force field. The sapphire light dispersed, and they saw nothing more. They glided through the mountains and into the outskirts of the forest, barely able to stay focused. They rode through giant trees with haste, lest Zetafungo's sacrifice be in vain. He had purchased them quiet on the front, but it wasn't clear how long this would last. Surely the golems would return. Find Ubuntu through Hyperion, Maya said, considering the phrase out loud. They arrived at Hyperion and circled the great tree, the width of which was a full-size house in circumference. They were on high alert, expecting the golems to pop up at any moment. Does he live in the tree? Is there a door anywhere? Is he waiting for us at the top? Adam asked in impending panic. I don't see anything, Maya said, desperately searching for a door or a clue. They stepped back, vexed, scanning the tree. Suddenly, their boards began to glow from beneath. Maya set her board down on the air. It slowly approached the tree. When it reached the trunk, it continued dead straight. The tip of her board disappeared into the trunk of the tree itself, within a blade of light dividing the board here and wherever the other half had gone. The board reversed and removed itself from the tree, returning backwards toward Maya. Maya looked at the board and looked at Adam. His board was glowing too. Ready then? Maya said. Where does it go? Adam said, uncertain. It goes to Ubuntu, Maya said, slightly shrugging her shoulders. Just then, the plumes of earth began again in the distance. One by one, the earth explosions came, and creatures were drawn towards them like a magnet. Follow me, Maya said, calm but urgent. She pushed off on her board towards the great tree, Adam right on her tail. They came to the secret door and passed through the portal with a deafening silence of sound. Suddenly, they were in a pitch-black world, lit only by the glow of their boards and glowing colored filaments all around like gaseous or liquid pathways through the dark. The boards led the way on this twisted, disorienting adventure. They banked and turned and corkscrewed. It reminded Maya of the Space Mountain ride. It reminded Adam too, and he was not a fan. But before they knew it, the ride was over. They saw a white light like a door in a cave, and they exited into the sunlight of a new environment.